Bienvenidos a Esperanza Vence, donde la Esperanza Vence. Welcome to Esperanza Vence, where hope wins. Welcome to your Aries full moon, which is happening right now, Central Standard Time, right around 3:30 or so, a little after 3:30 p.m. Aries is a sign of the individual. It's a fire sign. It's represented by the ram. It's the spark under your butt that gets things going in your life. It's individuation. It's Libra season. The sun is in Libra. Libra is a sign that represents relationships, interrelating, the we of our lives. And Aries represents the me of our lives. Okay, so there's this duality that we're facing, a culmination point where we have to face our own individual purpose. There's aspects being made right now to Chiron. Mercury just went direct. Mercury is in Virgo right now. That's a sign that it rules, so it's pretty happy there. It's an earth sign. Concerned with the details of life, and some might say the petty details, but you know, when you don't miss the details, then you can have a little bit of a smoother ride down the road. Mars is moving slow. It's about to go retrograde. It's in the sign of Gemini. Gemini is a sign that has to do with intellectual information, the pushing of information perhaps, since Mars is there and Mars is pushy. Mars rules Aries. Mars is a sign of war. Mars is a sign of action. Mars, it's a planet of war, a planet of action. It's a planet of forward motion. It's a planet of root chakra energy, male energy, divine male energy. Pluto is in Capricorn currently, about to go direct. Maybe it went direct yesterday. And Pluto is a planet that represents deep transformation. And Capricorn is a sign that represents like the upward climbing goat. That's the symbol that represents Capricorn. So a lot of hard work to do in order to become our full individuated selves. Okay? Right now, during this Aries full moon, there might be themes coming up in your life about hard work, really being yourself without having a care in the world what other people think of you, even though it's Libra season and even though we have to get along with other people. Sometimes the best way to get along with other people is to set the example that you can be yourself. And then that gives people around us the opportunity to see how we roll and know that, you know, they don't have to be repressed either. They don't have to repress their authentic selves. They can do what they got to do. As the kids say, you know, you do you, you know, that's fine. When you do get into this phase of life to where you're making some tough choices about what's best for you, you might get some pushback from other people in your life. And you might get a lot of opinions and you might get a lot of feedback, but you do what's best for you, you know. I was at a darts tournament all weekend and it was really professional. And I'm telling you, it was very inspiring. There were a lot of good dart throwers at this tournament. You know, you had to play in a league and make enough points to qualify, which somehow I did. And I qualified for this tournament. And I ended up going with a good friend of mine. She did great. And we just, you know, got a hotel room and there were hundreds of dartboards. There were at least 100 dartboards and, you know, hundreds of people coming from all over North America to do the dart championship. And one thing that really inspired me and I thought really exemplified this Aries full moon energy of this weekend is that there were a lot of people who had all different styles of throwing these darts, right? But they were all hitting the targets. They were all doing what they needed to do in their own unique way to hit the target. I mean, there were people walking up to the dart line that could barely walk, and yet they were hitting the target. There were old people, there were young people, there were punks, there were stoners, there were, you know, urban people, rural people, there were people with southern accents, northern accents, there were brown people, white people, pink people, purple people, you know, I mean, there was just probably a couple aliens in the mix, who knew? There was just all kinds of hardworking people, but the thing that they had in common was that they were dedicated to their craft, and they were dedicated to being of use to the group, but in their own individual ways. It was interesting because it is Libra season, so there were a lot of pairs tournaments. So yeah, you get paired with someone that you may or may not know from anywhere in the country. It's called a blind draw, which means that it's just a random pairing of other people that are basically of your skill level. And you end up with a partner from somewhere. They could be from your squad, or your franchise, but they could be from anywhere. And that Libra energy of relating with another, a one-on-one, you know, sort of like a two-person balanced team, also mixed with this Aries full moon energy of the individuation, the individual being a victor, the individual being a hero, you know. And in this tournament, you know, you can have two heroes on a team. My franchise had many heroes. I was so just blown away. I was completely blown away by the entire event. I'm so proud. Pride is another Aries word that could describe Aries is proud. Proud to be yourself. Proud to be an individual. And I was very proud that the franchise that I represented, or the franchise that represented me more like, we weren't the largest operation there, but the people from my franchise took first place, second place, third place, fifth place, sixth place. Like they were placing left and right in all different kinds of categories. My partner and I even placed ourselves last night. We placed third in a blind draw. And my partner ended up being from my franchise. He was amazing. But all that just to say that some of these themes, you know, if you keep your eyes peeled and you look around you, even if you go to like literally a darts tournament, which if you want to, you can stream it. I think I'll leave the link below if you're interested, because the North American Darts Association you meet some really cool people doing this. And in the climate where I live, you know, I made myself join a league in the winter winter just because I'm kind of a hermit and I need to leave the house and interact with people. Because if I didn't, I'd just be cuddled up in my little blankies watching the snow fall outside, and I'd be perfectly happy doing that. But, you know, I'm still at an age in my life where I need to get out there. I need to be social. And the competition doesn't hurt either. It doesn't hurt to have a craft that you can hone in on and just try to be good at something, you know? So yeah, that's my spiel about that. I'll leave the links below. Also, I really wanted to give a deep, warm blessing, shout out, and thank you. I am so appreciative of being able to be a part of Wise Fest last weekend. Everybody that came to get a tarot reading was so wonderful. Thank you so much. My very first client was named Faith. How about that? Melissa, Kenzie, Lisa, Al Bundy, Eddie, Drunk Eddie. Who else came for a reading? All the people that Kristen. All the people that there were more than that, but I'm just trying to remember everybody's name off the top of my head. But I really appreciated your support. I really appreciated the feedback. I really appreciated your interest. I really appreciated you stopping by my little booth to be curious about tarot, and thank you so much for fine-tuning your free will and intuition with me. And I do hope we can do more of that in the future, because I love you all. I think you're all just very... Brian, how could I forget Brian? Just wonderful people that worked at this ranch, and wonderful clients, and wonderful people that came to this festival. The vibes were just off the chain, and I really am grateful also to Melissa and Jeff, who put on Wise Fest Productions, who gave me the opportunity to participate and share my craft in this way, you know. It was just a joy and a blessing, and the weather was beautiful, and the venue was beautiful. Maybe I'll make a little tiny video so that you can see what I'm talking about, and maybe next year, if anybody's around the Wisconsin area, or even not, if they want to plan on coming, you know, the music is worth coming from anywhere in the world. Wisconsin has some of the best musicians I've heard in my life, literally. And I've been around, you know, around the oceans, around around here and there a little 2-3 times. I've traveled, you know. But after 20 years of traveling, I'm back in Wisconsin, and I'll tell you what, it's my favorite place to be. So, let's tune into the energies of this Aries full moon and see what the cards want to say to us today on this exact Aries full moon. How do we tune to the Aries full moon? How do we tune to the Aries full moon? Tarot, tried and true. What's it say? How do it do? Help me say what I can see. Tarot, talk to me. Aries full moon. Thank you. This is us. This is what's crossing us. This is the near past. This is the near future. This is in our conscious awareness. This is in our subconscious awareness. This is how we see ourselves in a situation. This is how others see us in the situation. These are our hopes and fears. And this is the likely outcome. Okie dokie, let's play. Thank you for joining me on Esperanza Vence. This is us. 2 of Cups reversed. This is what's crossing us. The 10 of Wands. This is the near past. Temperance. The near future. Oh, the Magician reversed. Our conscious awareness. 2 of Wands. Our subconscious awareness. King of Wands reversed. How we see ourselves in the situation. 8 of Cups reversed. I'm sorry, 9 of Cups reversed. How others see us in the situation. 3 of Cups reversed. Our hopes and fears. 5 of Swords. And the likely outcome. The Emperor. Wow. Yay. Let's dig in. Okay. The querent. Who are we in this Aries full moon? 2 of Cups reversed. This is the energy that represents us right now. 2 of Cups upright is a card of like the beginnings of love. The beginnings of sharing your emotions with another person. Sort of like that flirtatious energy. You're just offering your cup to another person. A potential friend. A soulmate. It could be romantic, but it doesn't have to be. It just represents love. 2 of Cups reversed could mean that like we don't feel like sharing our love at this moment. Maybe we're just thinking about ourselves and our path and our mission. Maybe at this time love is not on the brain. Maybe at this time Two of Cups, for whoever's tuning into this tarot card reading, could mean that we did offer our emotions in a romantic way, or maybe somebody offered theirs to us and it's just not happening. Two of Cups reversed could just represent more of an internal energy as well, that maybe we have to work on loving ourselves a little bit, and so that we can raise our cups up and then offer it to another individual. There's nothing we can do with an empty cup. You know, when the cups are upside down, all that emotion, all that water has poured out. And so there's nothing that we can do with an empty cup when we offer it to somebody else except for say, fill my cup, fill my cup. Well, that's no way to be. We want to have two full cups. And when we have two full cups, then that means that we can offer something to someone else. So with the Two of Cups reversed, we want to be sure to take the time to fill our own emotional cup, do the things that we love ourselves. You know, I have a good friend that I went to this tournament with, you know, and she, one of the nights I spent the night in her hotel, but then the second night she told her husband he wasn't coming. She told everybody she was just going to get the room by herself and have some me time. She was going to take a bath and love herself a little bit. And she took the space and took the time to do that. And I stayed with somebody else the second night. And that worked out perfectly because she gave a very good example to all of us. And we all love her husband. And he is a fabulous person. And he plays darts too, and he's great. But it is very important to know what you need to do to love yourself, so that in order when she goes home, she can give him some love. You know, she's now filled her cup, and now her cup is full, and she has something to offer when she gets back. She's just a great example of a great human being in general. But that was something that she did that I'm using as an example. Ten of Wands is the challenge that's crossing us at this point in time. Now, wands always represent passions, creativity, any type of sort of ideas that you have that you want to manifest into reality, any gifts that you have to offer in terms of like art, music, any type of inspiration you have, cooking, whatever inspires you. But with the Ten of Wands here, that's a card that represents carrying a heavy burden. And you have too much of a load on your back in order to share any of your creative gifts with the rest of the world. If you're carrying too much of a heavy load of yourself or of others, like maybe you're taking on other people's passion projects, maybe you are part of a group at work to where like you're working for a cause, or you're working for a person to where their dreams and passions are being fulfilled, but you're carrying a lot of heavy burden on your back before you get home. In this traditional Ten of Wands card, you see a person carrying a bunch of wands on their back, and they're struggling to carry this huge basket of wands before they get home, and they're able just to sit down, kick off their shoes, and rest and lay down that heavy burden. So if there's any point in our lives right now where we just feel like we're carrying too much, maybe we need to take a little bit of time to ourselves and take care of our own selves, take care of our own creative projects. Maybe we have too many wands in the fire, you know, or I don't know what the saying is. You know what I mean. When you just have too much stuff going on and you need to pick one or two or three projects that you can really kind of focus on. And it's okay during this Aries full moon to just let the other stuff fall off. People are going to be mad at you anyways because it's an Aries full moon and we're all going through it. So you may as well have people be mad at you for the right reasons or the wrong reasons. But either way, people are going to be charged up and angry. It's Mars energy. There's a lot of information coming through. There's going to be a lot of shocking information coming through. I mean, it's probably not going to be shocking to people like us that kind of tune in regularly to our own intuition and free will, and we maintain our own individualized spirit no matter what the moons do, no matter what the media says, no matter what the news is saying, no matter what our community is doing. Like, there's a lot of us out there that just stay pure to our own spirit. And for us, we're going to continue to stay pure to our own spirit. Like, I accept information from others. I accept coaching. I accept feedback. You know, but at the end of the day, I take in all the information and I'm going to do what I want to do anyway. Ten of Wands is a card of carrying too many burdens on your back or feeling like the world is on your shoulders, and you need to just let that go. You can just drop the load and take the 2-3 wands that you need to take. Go home, take a rest, and if you got to go back and pick up some of them later, then just come back. But just the Ten of Wands is a challenge. It's just that we've got too much going on and we need to let some things go right now. In the near past, we have Temperance. Temperance is a beautiful card. It's a card that you can see this water energy here. And she's mixing the water with the wine. This is an angel. 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. I don't know if you can necessarily see that in this depiction. This, by the way, this tarot deck, which I forgot to say, is called Tarot de Maria Celia, and it's by Leonard Jim Narciso. And this tarot deck is a modern version of the Marseille tarot deck, which is an old tarot deck with simplified imagery. Temperance is a card that represents being, it almost represents like that Libra energy of balance mixed with that Aquarian water energy, which is interesting because Aquarius is like an air sign, which is an intellectual sign, but the water energy that flows through Aquarius is very balanced. It's very impartial. It's just not very emotional. Temperance is a card that represents being balanced in one's emotions. You're not too angry, you're not too sad, you're not too happy. You know, you're just calm. And you're in tune with your third eye chakra. You're in tune with your own intuition. You're in tune with the angelic beings that are helping you. But in the near past, we might have been trying to pull in energy of like meditation, calming down, feeling balance. And that makes a lot of sense because we just got done with that Libra new moon on the 25th. And this is the near past. So that's like the past 2 lunation cycles. We might have been trying to really achieve this balance, this temperance, not drinking too much, not smoking too much, not eating too much, not eating too little, you know, answering the calls. When the body calls, we're answering it in a balanced way. We're sitting still, we're also acting. We're, you know, spending time with others, we're spending time with ourselves. This temperance card represents a lot of balance in one's life. And Libra season is a time when there's pretty much equal day and night on the equinox, you know, spring equinox, fall equinox, equal day, equal night. You know, the weather is temperate, you know, it's not too hot, it's not too cold. So this makes a lot of sense that this is coming up in the near past. In the near future, the energy that's coming in is the Magician reversed. And this is very interesting because I always relate the Magician energy to Scorpio season. The Magician upright is a card of somebody who is dead sexy. This is a person who can create something out of nothing. They have all the tools at their disposal. They have their own magic wand, but they also have on the table here all the things that represent pentacles, swords, cup. Well, they should. I don't know if this tarot card represents all of that, but in most tarot cards with the Magician card on the table, the Magician has all the tools available at his disposal. And I say him because the Magician card carries a strong male masculine energy. It doesn't have to be a man, but it means that that's the tapping into that divine masculine energy within. And this is strong male energy. It's virulent energy. Look how he's holding his wand, you know. He's using literally, I mean, in the most, you know, basic way, he's using his penis to create things. This can be a sexy, almost narcissistic person that knows that they can get what they want from others, including, you know, hooking up with them or whatever, making babies, being a very prolific and virulent and creative force in the universe. What's the most creative thing that you can do? You can join a sperm with the egg. That's like the essence of creative force is life, you know? The Magician reverse now This is an individual who's using their magic meaning their life force energy, their chi. It could be actual magic. You know, there are some wizards, warlocks, witches, and such and whatnot, and who knows, all kinds of beings out there that can pull in magic and pull in power from the universe, including you and me. And that's why I make these videos, and that's why I read tarot cards, because I really want to encourage all of us to be able to pull power from the universe, not just these narcissistic folks who think that they can do it. I know you can do it too, even you and me. And I encourage us to tap into our own power during this Aries full moon, because everybody has power to use, whether it's soft power, straightforward power. You could have passive resistance. That could be power, you know. There's all types of power that as individuals we can tap into. You just decide whatever type of power works for you, and you pull it up and you pull it in, and you streamline that shit appropriately, not inappropriately, like this magician reverse. Now, the magician reverse doesn't have to be a person. I'm kind of intuitively feeling like this magician reverse energy is a societal energy or a media energy that's going to pull through during Scorpio season. So coming up, like after this solar eclipse in Scorpio coming up now here, right around October, I want to say around October 24th or 25th, I believe we're having a Scorpio new moon, and it's also going to be a solar eclipse. And I'm feeling that this magician reversed energy is going to be some sort of entity in society, a mal entity, mal energy, a bad energy, coming through either AI or coming through technology or the media or this whole machine that is trying to take their power and use it inappropriately and twist our beings into something that they control rather something that we control. So during this Aries full moon, we really need to tap into our own power and hang on to it, because we're gonna need that power to push us through this long winter, okay? I'm just saying. Two of Wands upright is in our conscious awareness. Now, Two of Wands is a card which is usually depicted of a person standing on top of like their castle, and they're looking out onto the water. They have the world in their hands, and they have put their passions, their creativity, and their ideas out there. And they're waiting for a response from the world to come back. They're waiting for their ships to come in. Two of Wands in the conscious awareness for us who are tuning into this Aries full moon means that we are doing what we need to do consciously. We're making a conscious effort to connect with our own creative power, our own creative source, and let that spirit and energy out into the world. Now, whether or not we get something in return, that is yet to be determined, because we're waiting to see the outcome of us showing up as ourselves and putting it out there. But we are consciously in the front of our minds, in the front of our awareness, we are consciously putting out our creative energy out there to the world. Take it or leave it, you know, and we hope that it reaches far and wide to the people who need it and deserve it. And our subconscious energy, now this is going to be what's driving us deep down underneath the undercurrents of the energy that's flowing through us during this full moon in Aries, but we may or may not be aware of it. This is our subconscious energy. This could be coming through in our dreams. This could be coming through just in kind of like our programming. You know, when you grow up and you're told certain things, and as an adult you kind of have like these trigger responses and stuff like that. That's subconscious energy. You don't always realize you're doing it, and then after you do it, you're like, oh geez, I did that again, or whatever. So King of Wands reversed. King of Wands upright is a person who, is very much so, here again with the Wands, they're very much in control of their own creative energy, their own virility, their own sexuality. Unlike the Magician reversed, the King of Wands upright is someone who is warm and able to keep their fire lit, warm, under control, and to a level to where people want to come and warm themselves by his fire, okay? The King of Wands is someone in their 30s, 40s, probably a father figure in your life. This could be a brother of yours, a cousin, a male figure in your life, or this could be you tapping into your own male energy, but this is usually an actual person. The King of Wands is going to be a fire sign, an Aries, for example, you know, a Leo or a Sagittarius. King of Wands in the reverse, it really reminds me of a smaller version, a less amplified version of this Magician reversed. Whereas the Magician reversed might be somebody that's a little bit more in the spotlight as a human being, like a celebrity or a politician. There's a lot of, voting coming up here. This could be someone who made something of themselves in society due to literal magic or figurative magic. The King of Wands reversed is just a guy in our lives who happens to carry a lot of fire energy. They could carry fire energy in their astrological chart. They could carry fire energy in their hearts. But basically, they're usually a sexy person. And in the reverse, they could be a bit of a player. I have to admit, this could be somebody that cheats, on their partner. This could be somebody who flirts a little too much, with the ladies at church or whatever. He thinks he's sexy, but everybody else is like kind of creeped out by it type stuff. The King of Wands reversed is subconscious energy that is driving our actions at this time. So this could either be energy that we're working with within ourselves, like maybe we need to get better control of our own male sexuality, because I believe that whether you identify as female, male, wherever you are on the spectrum sexually or gender wise, I believe that we live in a dualistic universe that encompasses masculine and feminine principles and energies. And this person, this King of Wands reversed, is someone who just really isn't in control of themselves, really isn't in control of their own dick. They let their dick do the thinking, they let their mouth do the talking, and come what may, and maybe we have had to come across somebody like this in our lives recently that is like sort of subconsciously driving our actions at this time. Maybe it's us, I can think of some really inappropriate ways where I have flirted before, and it was definitely with my own dude energy and not with my feminine, be laid back, let them come to you type stuff. Like, I've definitely actively flirted like this guy before. So again, sometimes I say in these videos, like, these cards might be talking to me personally. I hope they're talking to all of us personally. But I can think of examples in my life where I've made these mistakes. Maybe they're not mistakes, but happy accidents. But subconsciously, maybe I need to concentrate on getting that energy under control, and maybe we all do. How we see ourselves in this situation is the Nine of Cups reversed. Nine of Cups upright, simple, plain and simple, is a card of wishes coming true. And in the reverse, we might see ourselves as not having our wishes be fulfilled at this moment in time. At this Aries full moon, our wishes are not being fulfilled. Maybe they are being fulfilled in the universe out there in the background. The angels or the whoever's helping us in this universe, like, they're probably working on it, or our higher self or ourselves have worked on it. We've put it out there. We've done the Two of Wands thing, but we're not seeing our wish being granted at this time now. With this Nine of Cups card upright, I always say, be careful what you wish for, you might get it. So if our wishes aren't coming true, Maybe we need to concentrate on what are we wishing for? Are we wishing for stuff that is actually going to be of benefit to ourselves and the grander scheme of things? Or are we wishing for selfish things? Are we wishing for selfish reasons? Do we have something emotionally invested in a situation that's maybe inappropriate for us, and maybe that's why the wish isn't coming true? Or maybe is it a matter of patience? Maybe our wishes are coming true in the future. They're just not happening right now. But this is a card of like the wish not happening at this moment in time, or we think that our wishes aren't coming true. That's how we see ourselves in the situation. How others see us in the situation is Three of Cups reversed. Now, Three of Cups upright is usually a card where you see three women enjoying their harvest. There's usually pumpkins in the card. That's a card that represents like fall time, like how we are in right now, the card of the harvest, the card of celebrating the harvest. You see the corn here. This almost looks like a pumpkin flower, like the flowers that come on the pumpkin leaves. But this is a card of like verdant growth and celebrating a harvest and having a good time with friends. Three of Cups reversed, on the contrary, could mean that how others see us in this situation, they could see us as maybe like the third wheel. You know, maybe it's Libra season, then they want to be, you know, me and you, not me, you, and Dupree. You know what I mean? Or you, me, and Dupree, or whatever. That movie's hilarious, by the way. Three of Cups upright too is a card of drinking and having fun and being out there with like your friends or your girlfriends, or being part of this awesome coven or whatever. Maybe the way people see you in the situation is that maybe they think that you're drinking too much. Maybe they think that you and your friends aren't too much fun. The environment can also dictate this card. So this could also not necessarily mean how people see you in this situation. This could be what your environment dictates. So your environment could dictate that at this point in time, you're not allowed to have too much fun. Maybe you're not allowed to drink for whatever reason. Maybe, you know, there's rules and stipulations and boundaries that have to be set so that, you know, you have to just stay at home at this point in time during the Aries full moon, and you're not invited to come and have the fun. You know, maybe you are working too hard. Maybe you are dealing with your challenges and your burdens, and you're not able to necessarily let loose and have a good time. You know, Three of Cups reversed is kind of like a party pooper card. And that's how the environment is dictating at this time, or that's how others see us in the situation. Our hopes and fears. Five of Swords. Now, Five of Swords is a card of victory, but it's a card of victory because you just took what you wanted and everybody walked away from you because they didn't want to play no more. In this card, it's interesting. It's a Five of Swords, but there's three people usually depicted in the card. The one person taking all the swords with a little like nah grin on their face, and then two people walking away just like, whatever, dude. You know, sometimes we might hope to win an intellectual battle. Swords, once again, they always represent air energy. So air energy, what is that? That is messages, information, intellect, ideas, talking, reading, writing, any type of communication, okay? So sometimes we want to win the battle, but we lose the war. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Nana, I want all the five swords, but in the long run, does anybody really want to be on the battlefield with you? Or are you on the battlefield by yourself and you have nobody to share these other swords with, and you have to fight all the demons on your own with these five swords that you can't even carry at once? You know, it's not like you can carry like three swords in one hand, two swords in the other, and some of your you know what I mean? Like, it's not possible. Again, it's too much to carry. So we need to be aware that, like, yeah, we might hope to win the intellectual battles and victories in our lives, but we have to be aware that, like, if we push our agenda too hard, or if we push our ideas too hard, our teammates or our loved ones might just walk away. You know, I always say to myself, And I say to other people in my life too, I say this for my own benefit because I need to work on this. I always say, I would rather be loved than be right. And boy, oh boy, do I love to be right. I love to be right. Woo-hoo-hoo. I love it. I'm not like one of those people like where, oh, Google it, prove I'm right. I'm like worse than that. I'm like, no, like, I know I'm right. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm like, we don't even need to prove it. It's fine. I know I'm right. And then if someone proves me wrong, I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, I let go pretty easily. Like, I'm kind of a goofball. I don't really care about any, all I care about is love. That's the only thing I really care about is love. I want to be love. I want to give love, and I want to receive love. And so the Five of Swords is our hopes or fears. This could be hopes and fears in society. This could be hopes and fears in our personal lives. This is a general reading for the moon. So we have to keep in tune also with whatever's going on in the vibe of like general fabric of reality. So our hopes and fears could also be that like, maybe someone is getting away with something and we just have to walk away. We just have to walk away from it. Maybe like the the GOVERNMENT might be like, ha ha ha, I got one over on you, and you just gotta walk away from it and just keep doing your thing. Like, okay, you won, good job, like whatever. Or maybe it's us, okay? Maybe it's us who need to let go of our own strongly held ideas and like concepts in order to make room for teammates that we're going to need in the future. The Emperor is the likely outcome. Now, this is a card of excellence. This is a card of earned achievement, status, and stature over time. This is not a young buck. This is not somebody in their 20s or 30s. This is somebody who's already established. There could be Emperor energy coming through someone who's like in their 30s, 40s, 50s, but this is someone who is established. You see, his hair is turning gray. His beard is still red. So, you see that he still has like his own physical power and ability to procreate. He still has his shield. He's still ready to go into battle, but he doesn't really have to because he's the boss. He's done been in the battle already. He's already gone to battle. He's already earned his status. He already has his coin, and he can sit back and direct others. The Emperor represents fire energy, Aries energy. Aries is a sign of being yourself, owning your worth. This is someone who owns their worth, okay? They don't necessarily impose it on others. That would be more of an Emperor reversed, where somebody takes their own worth and thinks that because they're worthy that they deserve to sort of push on others. But the Emperor upright is someone who just sits on their throne, or in this case, on his own leg. I don't know what he's sitting on. But in the usual card, he's sitting on a throne. He's ready to go to battle if he needs to, but he knows that he doesn't really have to go unless they really need his leadership. That he can sit back and sort of direct his own objectives in his own life, and that people do want to answer his call because he does stand firm in his own personal energy, and he takes his fire and he uses it appropriately. And he's proven himself again and again and again to be a good leader, so that when he says things, people listen. And he doesn't have to jump up and prove himself again and again and again. He's already done that. Everybody already knows that he's right. Everybody knows that he's righteous, and everybody knows that he's right, and everybody knows that he's in control and fine control of his divine male energy, and he's not going to use it in the wrong way. So as a likely outcome, I really appreciate this card, because this either means that a man that embodies this energy is coming into our lives in the near future, or that in the near future we're going to have ourselves that like I have my shit together. I know who I am. I can sit still and direct my objective of my path in my life, and I can even count on the fact that other people will be with me and work with me and take my direction into consideration because I've proven myself on the battlefield. They know I'm a hard worker. They know that I'm not just sitting here saying things to say them, to be bossy. I'm not bossy. I'm just the boss. That's what this energy exemplifies, is that strong male warrior energy, and that is exactly the energy that we want to exemplify in this full moon in Aries. So I really love that you've come to this channel. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you would. That would be wonderful, so that the next time that there's a new moon or a full moon, or if I have some extra time, I will post some other videos that I keep threatening about, like about last weekend. And last weekend when I was doing a tarot card reading for Kenzie, I had mentioned that I will post a video on this channel describing a Celtic Cross reading and what these positions mean, so that, like, if you have gotten a reading from me live, you can refer to that video and remember what positions the cards mean. Usually when somebody gets a live reading from me, they always like to take a picture of the cards so that they can remember what we had talked about. And when I make this video, it will be easier for my clients to refer to that video and understand the placements of the energy in their reading. I will put those links below of some of the stuff that we've been talking about before. I am going to be doing in-person readings here in Wisconsin at a natural gift and bookstore. When I have the link to that event, I will post it either, if it's up already, I'll post it in this video, or else I'll post it in the next one. I do appreciate you stopping by to Esperanza Vence, where hope wins. I hope that, you can tune into this moon energy and be the emperor of your life right now and carry that energy throughout the winter. Stay strong, my friends. I love you very, very much. Peace.